It's the Stand On It podcast. It's true.
Sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, let's move around. You gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down. You gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it. So you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.
Hey, greetings and salutations, man. Back for another week of the Stand On It podcast. Tonight we just go be on some cool shit. No guests, it's just me, your infamous host Truth. But I get so much good feedback on the icebreaker segment. So even when I don't have a guest, I'ma call folk and we gonna do some icebreakers together. So I'm about to call my player partner, Sadie. She in Georgia. About to hit Sadie up. Get into there.
Hello.
Sadie, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Man, how you be?
I be good. How are you?
Yo, I'm amazing. Better than I deserve.
Well, that's excellent. It's been a long time since we linked up.
It's been a long time, man. We're going to have to do something about that.
Yes, we are.
Yo, but hey, I'm hearing you. You live on the Stand On It podcast, and I want you to run with me through the icebreaker segment I do. So the way this go work, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and you give me your feedback on it, all right? It's just gonna be some quick hitters. So hit the first one. You out and about, and you see a wanted person that's got a reward on their head. You turn them in, or how you go play it? They got 50 bands on their head.
Do I know this person?
You don't know them, but they face everywhere.
I'm getting that money. I'm getting that money.
You getting the 50 bands?
I'm going to.
Hey, man, listen, I ain't mad at you. All right, so the next one, you had a break-in at your house maybe a year or so ago that never got solved. You get asked by a family member to help with the yard sale. You helping with the yard sale and you see the shit that's done got stole out your house. How you gonna handle that?
You know, it's funny that's an icebreaker because that situation actually happened to me.
God damn.
No count.
Ooh.
When I was living in South Carolina, one of my cousins stayed next door to me. I went to go pick up my kid's dad from work one day, came back home. Somebody had not broke into my crib.
Damn.
Stole my big flat screen TV. Stole a bunch of stuff too. So we call the police. They come in, do an investigation. And about an hour after they leave, my next door neighbor, who is my first cousin, comes over to the house and say, "Hey, cuz, I heard the house got broken into. My old lady told me." And I told her I heard somebody out in our storage earlier. So I went to go check because that's where I keep my guns at. Why my TV in his storage?
Boy, no, boy.
I swear to God.
How you came at him after you discovered that?
I didn't fuck with him no more because I already knew what type of person he was on. You know, what type of person he is.
Damn.
You know, everybody got that one family member that we family, but we not family.
For sure. Damn.
It was him.
Damn, Sadie, I'm sorry about that, but I ain't even know that one would go touch home. But hey, thank you for sharing. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Here the last one. I'm gonna let you go. You watching amateur porn, and you see you see your friends boyfriend on there. Or if you ain't looking at amateur porn, you on Tinder and you see your homegirl boyfriend on there. How you gonna come at it?
Oh, I gotta let her know.
You gonna let her know?
Yeah, if it ain't her, I gotta let her know.
What if it's some old shit though?
Well, if it's old, like before they got together, then nah, that's the past. But if it's something recent while they been together, yeah, I gotta let her know.
Boy, that's a dangerous one right there. Like, if I saw that shit, I'd probably just go keep scrolling. It'd have to be like one of my close partners. Like, hey man, your girl was on Ebony Amateur. You know?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because my circle's so small, so anybody I consider my homegirl, and we hanging out every day, I gotta let her know.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, but good shit, Sadie, man. I appreciate it. I got you locked in. I'm gonna definitely be checking in with you. I'm gonna go ahead and knock the rest of this episode out.
All right, good talking to you.
You too. Take it easy.
You too.
Yeah, man. Damn. Sadie said a family member came over there and got the shit. Then told her where it was at. But that's fucked up. But hey, listen. So, this was my birthday week. And it's been a good week. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit that we was able to do. Now was able to chill and kick back. And actually been watching some good TV which sparked the topic for the night. But before I get into that, we're going to have some talks about some serious shit, man. Like, it's coming up more and more. And people ain't just going to tell you about it. They'll just comment and they might get upset about it. But, hey, domestic violence show. Hey, man, listen. Take a step back. Breathe. Get the hell out of the situation. Because this shit getting out of control. It's like every day you turn on the news, somebody, and it ain't just niggas who often, you know what I'm saying, they chicks. Chicks often dudes. Women often they kids. Dudes often they kids. Like, yo, man, it's never going to be worth that. Especially, and I'm going to just keep it at the basic level of a relationship. You want to harm somebody that, for whatever reason, they might not just be with it no more. And that's okay. And I know sometimes you might feel like, why I done invested so much into this? Like, I gotta see this through. No. Like, if somebody tell you they done and they want to move on, you gotta let that happen. Like, taking somebody's life, that's never gonna be worth it. Cause now, you done did some bullshit that's gonna ultimately alter the way you live your life forever. And then the people that you done did it to, you done impacted they family members. You done just made a poor decision in the blink of the eye that's just done changed a whole bunch of shit. So I'm telling y'all, cause I ain't seeing nobody, and people want to say shit after the fact. Oh, R.I.P. Or, oh, you know, this person didn't deserve this. This absolutely true. But 9 times out of 10, it's always signs. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker just don't wake up and say, oh, I'm off my old lady. You know, this has to be like a behavior that has shown some signs up until the point where it finally reached the head. Like whether it was prior domestic violence incidences, whatever it was. But when you seeing stuff like this, like, you gotta speak up on it. You know what I'm saying? My pops taught me and my brothers, if you feel like you gotta hit a woman, he wasn't even talking about killing no woman. That'll never cross my mind. But he was like, if you feel like you gotta hit a woman, bro, you don't need her. You know what I'm saying? And like, I hear people talk about like, they'll put their hands on their old lady. I done cut niggas off where I start fucking with them for that shit, bro. Like, I never respect that. And if I'm around and you trying to do that, nah, bro, you got to see me. Like, I ain't going for that. Like, I know a dude, and I stopped fucking with him. Dude whooped his sister's ass while he was there. She get out, leave. When the police came, this nigga sitting there with the dude that whooped his sister ass playing the game. Yeah, now you know how suckerish that shit is? A nigga just beat the shit out your sister. She escaped from him. Police come. Y'all sitting there playing the game, bro. But we got to get better. Like, if you see anything, signs of that, man, don't even condone that kind of behavior. Hanging out with them folk who, you know, laughing and joking, that shit ain't cool, bro. Like, for real. Man, women don't get a pass. I've been seeing that shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Women thinking it's cool to put hands on niggas and doing. Nah, bro. Keep your hands to yourself. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. Unless it's a consensual situation in the bedroom or wherever. Outside of that, ain't nobody got no right to be putting hands on each other. So I wanted to make sure I gave y'all that jewel, because it's popping up more and more. And people want to blame it on, oh yeah, it's because of COVID and everybody had to stay in the house. Well, guess what? It could have increased it, but I've been knowing niggas beating up bitches for years. You know, this has been a behavior that's going on for years. South Carolina used to be one of the leaders in domestic violence cases. So this ain't nothing. COVID may have magnified it, but this has been behaviors that's been going on for years. And it's gone now from, oh, well, we just fighting. Now it's, well, somebody got killed. Somebody died. You know what I'm saying? Or they killed them, then turned the gun on themselves. Like, come on, man. Look out for your people and drop this game on them. Let them know, like, hey, man, you don't got to be in that situation. Help people get away from that situation if you can. Because, man, it is real treacherous out here. And here's the other thing. I just thought back, me and my old lady was talking. And we was talking about, like, boy, how things have changed now. Like, certain shit you couldn't pay me to do now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to drop this on y'all. It ain't cool to be riding around, laying up with somebody else's significant other. It's just not. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you a crazy ass story, real shit. And everybody shall remain nameless. I was messing with this married woman one time. I was married. Messing with her. My birthday come up. She like, okay, I want to get a hotel suite for you. We in a hotel suite, Columbia, South Carolina. I'm down there drunk than a motherfucker. We in the bed. I'm drunk. I'm like 26, 27 years old. So I'm going crazy in that bitch. I hear people running down the hall. Then I hear somebody bam on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Get out. I'm like, man, these kids or whatever playing in the hallway. Then I hear the fire alarm go off. I'm like, oh shit. Now I'm hearing a lot of people running. And I'm hearing like staff from the hotel coming like, everybody out now. We grab the hotel robes and throw them on, come out the room. We get down the stairs, down into the lobby. Soon as we come out, the news crew is right there filming me and her. And everybody else coming out. So we done made the news. She married, I'm married. You know how dangerous that shit was? Like, think about right now if you do something like that. Bro, I probably would have it would have been big smoke. Like, I probably would have got murked or murked that nigga before he murked me. Like, you can't play them type games now. And I see stories of dudes who will go lay up at these chicks' houses. Like, think of just one in particular that I'm sure everybody was aware of, Trouble. How that happened with him. You be laying up with these chicks. You ain't even done your research on them. You don't know how long they been out the situation. You don't know if she got kids, what kind of dude her baby daddy is. And you just go over there, get comfortable. Like, it's the coolest thing in the world. No. That could be it for you. You gotta know who you dealing with and the type situations you put yourself in. And when I look back on some of the situations I've been in, I'm like, boy, like, thankfully, I learned lessons from that. You know what I'm saying? I learned lessons. Like, if I was out here in the dating pool, like, you know how hard I would be vetting these females? Like, hey, what you got going on? And you can say what you want to, say it's suckerish or whatever. Hey, what's up? She got kids. What's up with your baby daddy? What kind of relationship y'all got? What's the exchange between when he see the kid, when you had a kid? How often is he calling? What does all that look like? When the last time y'all was together? What was your last relationship? I'm asking all these questions. And it ain't because I'm insecure. No, it's to protect me. And I suggest y'all do the same thing. Because you laying up with these women, and some of them, man, they might be really setting you up. And you just sitting there like, man, but that's the problem. It's sad to say, but most of us think with the wrong head. You're not thinking like, I'm putting my life in danger. Now you just, I want to go over here and give me some pussy. A lot of times niggas die behind it or have to kill behind it and fuck their life up. So be smarter, man. You heard that from me, man. I'm going to be transparent with you so you can make sure you ain't got to go through them same mistakes or you can learn something, because most people just go tell you, boy, that's what's up. Yeah, man, going over there. Yeah, she bad, man. Yeah, go get that pussy. Nah, bro, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth your life, man. Be smart on it. So, for my birthday week, me and my old lady just been kind of kicking it. Having drinks and shit. She had me on this show called Firefly Lane on Netflix. Man, if you want to sit back and watch a good show with your significant other, hey, cue up Firefly Lane, man. That's a really good show, man. It's about these two friends, Tully, and I think it was Kate, yeah. But anyway, friends from basically what we would say today, friends from the sandbox. And as they got older, they went through all kind of trials and tribulations. They even separated for a while due to some bullshit they fell out about. But they came back together as one of them was battling cancer, and ultimately she died. But looking at that show had me start to think. And so many times we get friendships mixed up with associations or vice versa. And let me tell you why. Let me read you the definition of a friend. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. That's the friend definition. An associate, a partner or colleague in business or at work, a person with limited or subordinate membership of an organization. That's an associate. A partner or colleague in business or at work. But see, a lot of times you find yourselves in situations where you hurt and disappointed because you blurred the lines. You thought an associate was a friend, or you treated a real friend like an associate. So what I want y'all to think about, look at the people around you. Do you have friends or do you have associates? Or do you have friends that you treat like associates? Let me take it a little further. So, I know for a fact, like, people who, they gonna have my back 1,000%. But I also know people who I've looked at in the past where, and people say, boy, they'll give you the shirt off their back. I even take that a step further. I give a nigga skin off my body. But he wouldn't even give me a Band-Aid to cover a cut. Think about that. Wouldn't even give me a Band-Aid to cover a cut. Right? But me knowing that, I would still be blind to it and like, hey man, you know, that's my friend. No. You gotta make sure you differentiate from the two. Is this a friend or is this an associate? And you'll hear people sometimes say this too. Hey, this my ratchet ass friend. Or this my nosy ass friend. Or this my hoe ass friend. Or this my broke ass friend. When you start having to put labels on the type of friend this person is, you already fucking up. Cause a real friend check every box of what you really need. You don't have to put them in categories and say, oh, I only hang with them when I want to do some ratchet shit. Or I only hang with them when I want to do some hoe shit. Or I'm only gonna call this person when I got some smoke. Or I'm only gonna deal with this person in this situation. Nah. If you gotta start putting your friends in certain categories, fucking up. That need to be more of an associate. Yeah, I got an associate. I got a lot of associates that I could call and talk to them, and you know, we could hang out. But they not gonna just be sitting under my dinner table, cause they're associates. That's what they are. Now if they say, hey, you want to come out and get a drink? Yeah, for sure, we could do that. We're associates. But friends, they could come, sit at my dinner table, kick their feet up, sit back, kick the shit. But again, when you blur them lines, sometimes you set yourself up for disappointment, failures, and hell, you could also set yourself up for something life-threatening. I done seen that shit too, where people think, boy, this is my friend. You really want to know who your friend is? It's two situations that I learned where you could tell who your friend really is. When money involved, or when some shit go down where the law been broke. And now y'all facing some charges. Money, breaking the law. Then when you really know who your friends is. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you from experience. In them situations, lost quite a few people that I looked at as friends. Because when it came down to it, I should have had them as an associate. And also in them situations, it's been on the flip side. People I looked at as associates, they held it down more than the people I thought was friends. So I was treating friends like associates, when they was really the ones who was down the whole time. So you got to make sure you looking at every angle of these folks that you got around you, and you calling on your friends. But why you think sometimes that friends can change? You know, people grow. Interests may change. People may move, you know what I'm saying, be apart from each other. Or people they just fall out. And that's fine if it changes. Sometimes it's unforgivable offenses. You know? And we all probably done had friends like that. I don't wish no ill will towards you. I don't got no hate in my heart for you. But you violated. We can never be cool again. You know? I see you. I could be cordial. It ain't no smoke. It ain't nothing like that. But your violation, you'll never get that close to me again. Then too, you gotta look at it as well, man. Just the nuts and the bolts of the situation. Some people come into friendships based on what's in it for them. What can they get out of it? What does this person go do for me? You know? But when you're a real friend, man, it ain't about what the person can do for you. You there if that person up, you there if that person down. And my true friends, they done saw me in both of them phases. When I was up, when I was down, when I was going through bullshit. Them your real friends. But I was reading something the other day that said that there's something called a friendship recession. And they was talking about, again, they wanted to take it back and blame COVID. They were saying like, yeah, during COVID, people had to stay in the house and, you know, this, and this. And again, I don't buy all that. Here's why. You mean to tell me just because you can't see somebody every day, like physically see them, like that should wane your friendship? Like, oh, we ain't friends no more because I'm in the house in COVID. Like, Sadie, who was on my icebreaker tonight, I've been knowing Sadie 20 some years. Always been solid. Always. One of my female friends. What she said at the beginning, it's been a minute. I probably hadn't physically talked to Sadie. Now, we'll talk on social media here and there, but a phone conversation or physically seeing her in probably 10 to 15 years. But I still look at her as my friend. Because I know the type person she's been throughout the years when I was seeing her all the time. And I ain't heard nothing that's been put on her jacket since I ain't been seeing her. Like, boy, Sadie tripping. Said everybody say the same thing. She's still solid as ever. So, I don't buy that COVID shit. I think if a friendship built on a solid foundation, whether you seeing each other all the time or not, that's still your friend. You know what I'm saying? But some people, they know that they ain't been real to people, so they'll check out. And then they'll blame it on somebody else. Oh, yeah, man, well, COVID came up, so we kind of just parted ways. No, you did some fuck shit, and you was looking for an excuse to say why the friendship changed. That goes back to being accountable. You got to be accountable for that. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, hey, we make mistakes. We fuck up. Just got to own that shit. But, you know something else I realized? A lot of friendships now, it's tied to finances. Think about this. I remember seeing my pops when I was coming up. His homeboys would come to the crib. They would look at the game. They might pop a brew here and there. But they got the game on. Really the only thing that it cost was them to get the gas to come over there. That's it. I got a lot of my partners who like that. That's it. We don't do a lot. But most of the time, what you seeing? You want to go get something to eat? Want to go grab a drink? Want to go here? Want to go there? It involves transactions. It involves spending money. And a lot of people end up getting away from people because you'll hear them say this, but I ain't never got no money. Can't never go nowhere. Why does that matter if that's your friend? Man, they ain't hearing them. I can't fuck with them, man. Like, I be wanting to go out and do this and that. But that's your friend, right? See how things just get tied to a transaction. Like, oh, boy, well, I'm going to get this round. Just cash out me. Everything transactional is tied to spending some money for a friendship. It ain't no more the association or the interaction. It's not that. It's not based on that no more. It's what activities are we doing? You'll hear women say this, girl, we got to plan our trip. And you'll hear niggas say that too, boy, we got to plan us a trip. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But if every time we get together, we got to see how we can spend some money, that's a problem. And let me tell you this about friendships. Man, start paying attention to folks, man. If you see people, I had a homeboy / associate, it was more so an associate. This nigga, every time we got around certain people, he developed an accent just out of nowhere. Like, nigga would just be from, like, New York. Like, out of nowhere. Born and raised Newberry, South Carolina. But when certain folk came around, accent through the roof. Or pay attention to that person who, y'all get around certain people, they want to start cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying? Me and my niggas never played that. Never. Here's the thing. We done check people or been about to get on people's ass because they'll think, oh, they could crack a joke because maybe they heard us cracking jokes amongst each other. And we'll look at each other like, hey, man, we can crack on him. You can't do that. We'll whoop your ass behind it. You don't have the right to do that because you don't know him. So pay attention to them people and how they react in that moment. They start cracking jokes, you know, on you or whatever, and how people starting to look like, yo, pay attention to that. That'll tell you a lot. Or the people who, I'm cool with everybody. You'll hear people say that, but I'm cool with everybody. It's impossible to be cool with everybody. Because that means you're adapting and adjusting to everybody. There's never a time when you get to see or people get to see your true self on display. Because you just, if I'm over here, I got to act like this. If I'm with them, I got to dress like this. I got to talk like this. Like, no, you can't be cool with everybody. I watch shit like that. Everybody who show up, who got a different group of friends with them at any given time, or invite me to something they having, and they got a different group of friends I ain't never seen. I watch them folk, boy. And you should too. Because they just cool with everybody. And that's impossible. You can't do that. Here's the other thing. My old lady asked me this. She said, when is it venting versus you talking about your friend? So what she meant by that is they all friends. And she might, if she vented and said something, when is that venting versus talking? I told her it's just as simple as this for me. If I can't say or won't say to your face what I'm saying to this person, I'm gossiping and I'm talking about you. And that's suckerish. If I can say it to this person or have said it to this person, I look at that as venting. Because sometimes you got to get perspective from those who know this mutual individual that y'all know. Like, hey, am I tripping? How you think I ought to say this? Because this is the bullshit that happened. You know what I'm saying? So look at it like that. If it ain't nothing that you can go or that you would go and say to this person's face, just shut the fuck up. But if this conversations that y'all don't have is mutual friends, y'all trying to figure some shit out, you venting. And here's the other thing before we close the book on this friendship shit. Man, be careful around them folk who they come and tell you, hey man, so-and-so said this about you. I done had that happen several times. And I just nod my head. Okay, cool. But guess what? In that moment, I'm no longer concerned about so-and-so. I'm concerned about you. Because why they tell you? What have you said that's made them be like, oh shit. Yeah, I see where they stand with that person. So I'm comfortable now. Let me say what I want to say. I ain't looking at so-and-so. I need to pay closer attention to you. And let me say this. Men. I got a lot of homegirls. Men miss out on a lot of dope women relationships because you're trying to fuck everything. Women can do some dope shit, man, for you. They can give you some dope perspectives. They can open some doors for you. You don't have to fuck every woman or try and fuck every woman that you come across. You have really missed out on some dope people because you going into it immediately thinking with the wrong head. Ain't nothing wrong with having a chick in the friend zone. Like, I'd rather have a whole team of solid ass women around than damn 20 or 30 niggas around. That's just me. Give me a whole team of solid ass women and a few solid niggas. And I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Cause them women go hold you down when these other men they not gonna be there. They ain't gonna be invested in that shit. So that's another nugget for you. Man, you ain't gotta fuck all the women that you come across, man. Some of them really make dope individuals to just have on your team, that you can bounce ideas off, that you could call if you need something, you know, or you could call and get their perspectives and they could tell you something. That's all you got to keep in mind, man. So, before we get out of here too, somebody was talking to me about podcasting, right? And they was like, hey, man, I really need you to give me some feedback, like, about podcasting, because I want to get into it and I want to start it. Like, what do you think? And I was like, man, that's where I'm at right now. I'm thinking. And it was like, well, what you thinking about? I'm thinking about how I can do this differently. Like, what's next? Because podcasting had to start from somewhere, right? Somebody had to come up with that idea. But see, here's the thing. If you sit down and really analyze podcasting, show me the amount of people, normal everyday people, that have built this from the ground and they big successful podcasters. It's going to be hard to find and it's going to be few and far between. Pay attention. See, that's the thing. We don't pay attention to what's going on around us. We just like, oh shit. Everybody doing a podcast. I want to do a podcast. But if you pay attention, the biggest podcasters are retired athletes, current athletes, rappers, radio personalities, government officials, politicians. These are people who already have fan bases and platforms. And you see they the ones who just recycle. They got the connects. They got all of this stuff that they are able to just recycle in because they took the formula that an individual, when it wasn't popular, came up with and made. And they took that and magnified it because, hey, I already got the platform. It's easy for me to do this. Like, it's very little work, effort. If I turn on the microphone, think about this. If a celebrity go live, you see they shit just streaming the whole time. Boom, people come in. It's the same shit when they drop a podcast. People just go be tuned in and listen just off the fact they're a celebrity. But see, we think, oh, if they could do that, it's so easy. Let me just turn on this microphone and go do it. It ain't. And that's why I'm always thinking like, yo, what's the next thing? Like, how can I do this differently? You know, studying, trying to find information, trying to see like, okay, this is heavily saturated. There's gotta be something else. There is something else. It just ain't been thought about. But see, that's the thing. We don't want to think. We just want to, hey man, yeah, go ahead and cut that cloth off for me too. You know what I'm saying? Give me a piece of that cloth too. Let me come out here with the same garment on that you got on. Don't nobody want to go put on a different jacket no more. Everybody want to wear the same jacket. I ain't with that. That's why I'm always trying to think like, man, how can I put this together differently? Because now that's just what it is. Just people are letting other people dictate to them how they should handle their content, how they should do this. Seen a dude the other day was talking about, man, you still go listen to Gunna? Yeah, if it's a song of his I like, you fucking right. What does that have to do with me? Because y'all say he a rat. These same people who will tell you not to listen to Gunna because he a rat got family members who told. They still coming to the cookout every weekend. Might be living with a nigga who a snitch. Might be done told on somebody themselves. But they got the audacity to tell you not to listen to Gunna and you go listen to him. We got to cut it out, people. We got to get back to thinking for self and critically thinking. Not because you could just sit around and just be thinking. And you just thinking surface information. You got to critically think. You got to tie these things together as you're thinking like, oh, okay, that works that way. If I add this to that, I could potentially take it to this way. Or I could potentially do this. But we don't want to think no more. And that's how we're programmed as a society, not to think. Everything thinks for you now. You just hit the side of your phone and ask Siri a question, she'll give you the information for you. You don't gotta think. You wanna know how to do something, you don't gotta go read, just go throw a YouTube video on. You don't have to think. You know, I remember days traveling with my pops, man. He pulling over at the gas station asking for directions. Or pulling a map out, trying to look at a map. Well, you ain't got to do that now. Just press it in your phone. It's go take you there. Put it in your car GPS. It's go take you there. The programming is for us not to think. And it shows in what we're doing and what people are putting together as content. And what they're trying to create. There's very little thought that comes to it. And that's why the ultimate goal of what they're wanting isn't coming into fruition. Because we're not thinking. We're getting into the same mode. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. We got to start thinking. I spent a lot of time in thought. I spent a lot of time by myself thinking. Sometimes you got to get away from all the noise. Cut the TV off. Cut the phone off. Tell your old lady you need a minute. And just sit there in your thought. And when you sitting around and you looking at, sometimes it could be something simple as that. A TV show or a commercial. Boom. That piece right there. It has another meaning. To me, I'm thinking about it from this aspect now. I got a different meaning from this. I can put application to this, and that could be the piece I'm missing to help me get to the next level. The government got it. Think tanks. Just have people that sit around all day and think. But we too busy. I gotta look at my phone. Boy, my show about to come on. Boy, they having a party. I'm going to the club tonight. Think about this on average. I'm gonna say this before we get out of here. Alright, think about this. People work, it ain't 40 hours no more if you really trying to do something. Most people working 50 plus hours. 40-hour work week is over with. And don't have a side hustle or a side business. That 50 plus is going up to 70, 80 plus. You doubling up. Because why the hell you go work harder for somebody else than you are for yourself? So if you trying to match that, you really working. So you doing that. You going out to the club. You make a time with your old lady. You make a time with your kids. You make a time with your homeboys. You never have no time to think. Because you always just in a hamster wheel of, I got to go here, work in the morning, get off, go do this. Leave there, go do that. Leave there, go to the club. Leave there, go to the after hour spot. You never sit down and think. And you could be sitting on $1 million idea in your head, but you ain't put no thought behind it. It might even come to your head, and you just, oh shit, man, that's gonna be too hard. Nah, man, break it down, because you might find that it ain't really too hard to do. But we not thinking about it. But guess what? I'm thinking about it. And I'm gonna put it together. And y'all go remember this episode. Like, he did say, like, damn, yo, you got to put thought into everything that you're doing, man. And I thought about that today. I seen my daddy run a successful business. The only black-owned business at that time. Getting bread. Workers. I seen him do that. I'm like, bro, you sat back and watched your pops put it together. Why you sitting here acting like this shit that hard? Nigga, sit down and think this shit out. That's all you gotta do. And then look at the example your pops gave and the stuff you saw him do. How he interacted with his workers. How he went out and got contracts. How he did this shit. Nigga, he gave you the game. You saw it. So now take all that. Take your own knowledge. I ain't no idiot. I can read and perceive some shit. I can understand. So I just need to sit back and think. And it ain't gonna happen for you overnight. Be patient with it. That's the other part. We start thinking about stuff and we try and put something together. If it don't give us that return on investment, idea out the window. Gone out the window. You can't do that. Take your time, think, and make sure that you spend time with yourself. That's what you gotta do. Spend time with yourself. Get some thoughts together so you can put the plans in play. Yo, man, I told y'all we was just on some cool shit tonight. It's been a good week. I ain't want to have no guests. I just wanted to sit back and kick it. And I wanted to just talk to y'all. I don't feel like I really talked to y'all how I want to talk to y'all in a few weeks now, because I've been having guests. And like I said, I enjoy the guests. But I also like to just come here and kick it, because a lot of things sometimes people might not feel comfortable weighing in on. Most of my guests ain't like that, because I tell them from the gate, you come sit up here, we don't edit. We talking about everything. If they tell me, I don't talk about it, this not the show for you to come on, man. It's just not. Well, I work a corporate job. This not the show for you to come on, then. Because we not going to bite our tongue based on you don't want people to know you feel a certain type way. We can't do that. So, felt good coming to sit here and talk with y'all tonight. Remember, video full episode drops every Thursday on the YouTube site. Make sure you subscribe, like, rate, review, turn them notifications on. The audio drops every Friday at 10 a.m. all major podcast platforms. Make sure, again, you subscribe, like, rate, review. Need those. Drop me some of them 5-star ratings in there. Go keep running that up. YouTube, man, that thing going so crazy because of the algorithms now. Like, you can't really say shit. It's even turning like that now on IG, Facebook. People just getting shut down for anything. Like, if they feel like it goes against the community. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Elon on to something. Pay attention. Follow the money. Understand what's going on. Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox. Where's he at now? Twitter platform with Elon. Elon ain't going for that. He gonna promote that free speech. That's why I say you gotta think. Until next time, it's true.
I sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, less of a round, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.